Alright, so this is going to be a quick video. This is to talk about if you haven't been farming as much over than global PSO2, if you don't have a lot of pure photons or ultimate boosters for the future upgrades, don't sweat it. Don't worry about it. Why? Because there's going to be a new game mode that will be added in episode 6. You guys don't have it yet, but wait, give it a couple weeks, even a month, you'll get this thing called Divide Quest, or it might be named differently over there in global. I have no clue what they're gonna name it, but Divide Quest is pretty much your fixed guaranteed way of getting all these materials, as long as you fulfill the requirements. I'm gonna go a bit more into details about that, but let me just make it as spoiler free as possible, because I know that some people may want to watch this a bit and kind of get a hint of it without seeing the exact details. So pretty much, once again, Divide Quest is going to give you everything you need for endgame materials. It's not only going to give you pure photons and ultimate boosters, it's going to give you all these other mats you need for episode 6 content, and then also certain upgrades like the potential plus upgrades, and then also future weapons and units from Zig. So you'll be farming a good chunk of it. Right now over here in the Japanese PS2, people are still farming it because it does give a bunch of stuff, and you could technically make a good chunk of money off of it as well, especially if you look at the rewards that can give. But once again, that's where I'm going to cut this off. If you are watching this and you don't want any spoilers and whatnot, that is it for the non-spoiler bit. I am going to go into a bit of details in a few seconds. So thank you for stopping by at the very least to hear me out, because like the Veteran Resolve and the Returner ability, there's this game mode that will help you. So if you haven't been farming as much, this is going to save you a lot of it. So don't stress over the fact that you don't have a lot of ultimate booster photon ultimate boosters, pure photons. Don't stress over like trying to get through like virtual training defense mining bullshit thing. Yeah, if a lot of people are just fucking up on that stuff, it's because of several other reasons that I will address in a separate video. But yeah, don't stress over it. You'll get this certain game mode which will allow you to farm. Like, notice that I didn't even have a lot of pure photons and ultimate boosters till they released Divide Quest, and Divide Quest was able to tackle a lot of those. Like, hey, look, I didn't have a lot of these things. Guess what? Divide Quest, easy. You can tackle that, especially if you have a lot of characters. But do you need a lot of characters to get the most out of it? No, you don't. But at the very least, I'll state that if you want guaranteed fix, non-RNG fucking bullshit methods to get these certain materials, Divide Quest is going to be your best friend. And yeah, that's it. So thank you guys for watching. I advise you guys, if you do not want to see any extreme details now, or like very specific details about this quest, go ahead and exile. This video now will show the detailed drops and how you want to go about it. If you do want to see raw footage of Divide Quest and how to run through it and what you will most likely experience as well, upper right hand corner or in the description. That is a raw footage of a 2-hour run that I did back in, I think that was back in the summer of 2020. So that is 2 hours worth of doing a full run. Now, they might change it up over there in global to make it a bit easier. Depends on what functions and mechanics they put. But yeah, you want to go into Divide Quest and you want to spam this a bunch, because once again, there's a lot of materials you need for endgame upgrades. So here's the thing. If I go over here to Divide Quest, unlike all of the other quest types where it does give you quest information, it has this other option that says check Divide Quest info. If I go over here, you can say play records. It's going to tell you what stage you're on and how many points you earn for this week. But you want to click on the weekly point reward. Why? Because this is where it gives you fixed drops if you get a certain amount of points. Now, as you can see, with 250,000 points, it will reward you 10 pure photons and 5 ultimate boosters. You might be saying more, if that's only 5, and you know that's only 10 pure photons. Hold on. Once again, if you have multiple characters, multiply it by how many characters you have. Now, the only problem is if you're consistent and if you push yourself to get 250,000 points on each one of these characters. You do need to get 250,000 points, and this is a weekly thing. So you do have time, depending on, once again, your schedule and how you're playing the game. Or you might not be able to go through a lot or almost all of your characters, but at the very least, you could go through some of them. Like, if I want to, I could try to get 5 characters to do their weekly runs for a Divide Quest, at least get 250,000 points, do 5 times 5, 25 ultimate boosters, and then 5 times 10, 50 pure photons. I just got a bunch of these just by running Divide Quest. Not only am I going to be running Divide Quest to try to get this weekly aim and get these points, it will help me get certain titles that can give me more rewards. And then not only that, it's going to help me in my tier mission unlocks, or completing some of my tier missions depending on what I need to kill. Thirdly, it's going to give me a lot of junk stuff. For example, bunch of junk 13 stars, 12 stars, and a good chunk of 14 stars as well. I can desynth these, or I can get a bunch of executes with them. I'm getting a lot from this. Now, if I want to go to the extreme and push to 1 million, I can. And it will give me fixed drops for most of the modules you need. And note that there is another module called Shiva. They did not add that one over here to the weekly rewards. You will need to farm a certain quest or try to go to a certain stage to get Shiva drops. But yes, you do get a good chunk of these, and this is per character per week. So once a week passed by, guess what? This refresh, and then you can do it all over again. So within a month, if I was only using 5 characters, do what? I said 5 times 5 is 25, times that by 4. I get 100 because it's roughly around 4 to 5 weeks for a month. So 5 times 5, if I only use 5 characters, 25 for a week. Now, if I do that by 4, 25 times 4 is 100 ultimate boosters. And then the same can be said with this 50, what? 5 times 10 is 50. So 50 times 4, 200 pure photons. I didn't even need to go to ultimate quest. I didn't need to gamble on the RNG for these drops. I just did what I need to do to, well, get these fixed drops, these guarantees. Now, you can technically farm advanced quests, get a bunch of pure photons, and then try to convert those pure photons into ultimate boosters. However, you need a stupid amount of pure photons, and in all honesty, it kind of bugs the living shit out of me. Especially if you don't got a good party, and especially if you don't have those who are aware of what to do for pure photons. Now, I would say that you can still farm them, especially if you're playing on global right now, just because you do have some extra perks to get some camos and stuff with pure photons, but I would just skip over it. Now, when it comes to the conversion, it takes 90 pure photons to get 1 ultimate booster. So if I just need 10 of these, I need 900 of these goddamn ultimate boosters. In all honesty, you can see that I didn't farm as much, and I don't even have a lot of pure photons, because, once again, I find it tedious and annoying to do, especially with how the drops for advanced quests aren't as good compared to that of Divide quests, where it does, once again, drop a good chunk of 13 star, 14 stars, and it has a chance to drop 15 stars SSA abilities and higher unit rarities as well, compared to advanced quests where it only drops like 10 stars and maybe 11 star and maybe a 12 star, but it doesn't go further in terms of those rarities like 13 star, 14 star, 15 star. Even though advanced quest does have a boost, guess what? Divide quest is getting slayed the damn motherfucker, especially if you need a lot of these materials for endgame upgrades and conversions, especially if you need ultimate boosters. So once again, if you really need ultimate boosters, don't sweat it. Divide Quest is going to tackle that. Like, I know that you guys are having some issues over there, and I don't want you guys to stress over it, because this game isn't something to really stress over compared to, like, several other games I can point to. But with PSO2, it's pretty lax, so just wait it out. If you still want to farm ultimate boosters because there's a bunch of quests being active, especially like the ultra hard free field or whatever the fuck you guys called it. It's called something else over there, which I have like 3 question marks to. And if you want to try to do virtual mining defense as well, so you can get these boosters to drop, and then also what is this, some other things like Skydance Boon to drop as well. That is entirely up to you. It's just that don't stress over it. Really, don't stress over it, because when I got back into the game, I had a hard time trying to get these things, but then when Divide Quest came out, guess what? This tackled all of the damn issues that I had in terms of getting pure photons and ultimate boosters. So, yeah. That is it for this video. If you have any questions, comment, concerns, put it down below. I'll see you guys at the next one. Peace.